Hi everyone, my name is Steve Young. I'm the Director of Product Marketing for SmartShoot, and today I got Blake Granton from Media Whale, and we're gonna walk through the entire process of how to create an animated video. What's happening, Blake?
What's up, buddy? Good to be here.
Thanks, man. So we get a lot of questions. Anime Explainers, as you know, is very popular right now. We get a lot of questions, and you guys actually created the SmartShoot animated explainer, which turned out fantastic. So I wanted to kind of walk through the entire process so that customers know exactly what they're getting into.
Yep, without a doubt. We actually enjoyed making the SmartShoot. You guys were fun to work with, and I think it turned out great.
Yeah, it did. So you want to give us a little overview about Media Whale and what you guys do?
Yeah, Media Whale is it's somewhat of a new venture. We started it, I'd say, less than 6 months ago. But we wanted to get out there and start competing with the big boys to create animation videos. And we've got a team of incredible animators. We have 2 people that literally, this is what they do all day, every day, and they're very experienced, and they're really good at it. So we're very fortunate to have such a good team and create some of these animation videos for these new startups and bigger companies.
Yeah, and we're hoping, because you're a SmartShoot creative, we're going to funnel more jobs your way as well.
Yeah, we would love it. Thank you.
Cool. So let's get the big question out of the way. The number one question that we typically get asked is, how much is a typical animated explainer?
Well, it really depends on how long you want the animation to be and what kind of animation that you're looking for. Currently, right now, we offer animation videos anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000, depending on how long the animation video is and what kind of functionality. I wouldn't say functionality, but what kind of style that you're looking for.
Okay, cool. And so I want an animated explainer. What's the first step? What's the entire process like?
Well, our actual process is pretty easy, and we like to work with our clients kind of hand in hand. We always tell our clients, obviously, you know your business or product or service that you're selling better than we do. So what we like to do is have you come up with some sort of a script. It doesn't have to be a script, maybe some major bullet points if you're trying to get across to your audience. And then what we'll do is we have a couple guys that we'll put on the project to go through it, create their own animation script with you, send it back and forth for approval. And once you get approved there, then we'll start moving forward with like a voiceover, character design, and then the full animation.
So when you say have some bullet points, do you have a recommendation on maybe it's 3 bullet points that you really want to hone in on the video? What are some of the main points that you want to get across with the video?
Well, what we always tell our clients is, what are the main points that separate you against your competition? So, I mean, it really could be 5 main bullet points, and then we'll review it and see what's going to be more beneficial. Our goal is we always try to take these animation videos and keep them right at the 60-second range, because the 60-second range is right where you're going to actually capture your audience's attention, and you're not being too long and too boring, no matter how awesome the animation video is. People really are stuck in that 60-second range. So.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I have some bullet points. Are you going to help us out with the script, or do you recommend a client come out with a script of their own?
Well, it really depends. You know, some of our clients, they come to us with already a game plan in mind. They'll say, here's what we want. We want Joe sitting on a couch. We want him to pick up his phone and start with this app. And then other clients come to us saying, hey, listen, we really need your help. You guys are the experts. Here's what I would like to portray, you know, for the services I want to get across. And then we'll go and create our own script, and we'll send it back and forth. And I'll tell you right now, our first script that we send you, it never gets approved the first time, because then you start getting into it and you start realizing, hey, this is really what I want. And then we go back and forth until it's fully approved. So,
how long does that process usually take?
I mean, it really depends on the client, you know? I mean, anybody out there realizes that there's some that are just over analyzing everything, which is perfectly fine. And there's some that are like, I love it, let's get started. But I would say, we'll send you the script within the first 24 to 48 hours, and then for revisions, it takes maybe 24 hours after that.
Okay, and so now I got the script. What's the style? Like, do you start sending over the style of animation at all, or what happens?
Well, what happens next is, I mean, our next big thing is we start with the voiceover. So once we get the script approved, we'll go out and hire voiceovers, and we'll probably send you about 10, you know, anywhere from 8 to 15 voiceovers to choose from. They'll send you a little sample, maybe the first 15 seconds of the script, just so you approve that. And once we go there, we'll have them record the whole thing. We'll start working on the character design after that. Okay,
great. Once I get the voiceover, character design, how much input do I have with the character design? Do you kind of you have a set of questions that you typically ask before the character design happens?
Yeah, typically I'll tell you to go look at our portfolio, or I'll go say, look at some other animation videos that you really like the look and feel of. Once we get an understanding of what you like, then we'll go and of course work with you to see if you want to target towards maybe your theme of colors with your logo or something like that. But we'll get all the details from you and make sure we're on board and on the right track when it comes to character design. And once we get the character designs, we'll send them to you. You'll go, I like this, I don't like that. Once we get it approved, then we move forward with the animation.
Okay, great. And do you need logos at this point, or what kind of assets do you need from the client at this point?
Yeah, we liked in the very beginning just to get your logos, get your the font type, because we want to make it so it's very similar to your website if you're going with a certain style. Also the colors, and then yeah, that's basically the main things, because we're doing all the work and doing all the animation. And the cool thing is that even if you have like an iPhone and you have an app that you want to literally showcase in the actual the video, what we'll do is we can do it one of two ways. We can actually take your iPhone and use the actual physical look of it, but what we prefer to do is turn it into an animation. So it's really cool when it really flows with the actual animation itself.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So going back real quick to the voiceover, if I say, I have a guy that I really like, can I use that voiceover, or do we have to use someone that you
100%. You can use whatever voiceover you want. We actually just put it in the contract that we'll do it for you. It really is not a big deal. If you prefer to use your own, it's really no big deal to us. So.
Does the price change at all if I supply my own voiceover?
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, we can take off $100 because that's really what they cost, depending on how long your script is and how expensive the guy is. But I would say max $100 is what it's worth.
Okay, great. And so we start seeing the character development. What kind of input do we have with the character development?
Well, yeah, like I said, the cool thing is we actually have artists. So if you have, let's say, a logo that has an icon that is some sort of character, we can utilize that. Or if you want us to, be free and send you what we interpret it as, you can do that as well. As like I said before, if you see an animation that you like the style of that, then we can also go after that. So you have a lot of input in the beginning when it comes to character. And
would you say having that sample video helps out a ton from your standpoint?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it really does help. Think about it. If we go and don't have a clue what you like or what you're looking for, and we just come up with something, and then you go, I really don't like that. This is the way I would want it to go. We don't know until you show us,
Yeah, no. And we try to tell our clients all that as well. Find something that you really like, and then give us that, and so that we can use that as basis for what we're going to create for you.
Exactly, and we're not going to go and rip it or do it exactly, but at least we get an understanding of the style that you like.
Right. So now we have the animation. I say, all right, that looks great. The characters look awesome. What's next?
So once we get the characters done, we actually we'll go and start creating the animation. That's where we get creative. When you actually see all of the character drawings, it's a big, huge PDF that is really long with all the designs. Whatever we're using within the actual animation, so you get an idea as to where we're going with it. And also the script has a lot to do with it. If you go look at our actual, MediaWell.com animation, you'll see that within the script we use Jedi whales and we use, zombies and things like that just to showcase kind of what we can do. But then you'll understand that that's the direction that the actual full animation is going to go. So.
Okay. Do you do the full animation right when the character design is approved?
Yep, we start moving on the animation. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so let's say I see the first cut. Maybe I don't like a certain transition or a certain scene. How much input do I have there?
We like to tell our clients, we're very easy to work with, but we try to limit it with the clients so that we don't go back 10 times. We'll say you can have, let's put a limit on it, let's say 3 revisions, but within those revisions, give me, on the first revision, give me a whole list, and then go back to your team and then review it. And then the second revision, if you see that you have changes that you were thinking of then, give me a whole list, because it's easier to go in there with the entire list instead of going and changing one thing, rendering it, sending it to you to approval, and then you're 10 or 12 or 15 different revisions later. Then it just gets to be a headache and it takes a lot of time. So. Yeah.
How long is a typical turnaround from revision to the next version?
Well, from start to finish. Oh, you're saying with that? It'd probably be, I would say, about 48 hours.
That's great. That's fast.
As long as there's not too many. If it's going to be a whole bunch of changes within it, then it may take 3 or 4 days. But yeah, we're really good. And the truth is, when you start working with us, we'll work with you immediately on the script, and we'll transition right into the voiceover once we get that approved. That'll take about 48 hours. Once we get the voiceover approved, the turnaround time for the actual person to record it is usually fairly quickly. Obviously, it's a third party, but I would say that's another 48 hours. So from start to finish with the actual full animation, it could be as short as 3 weeks. It could be as long, depending on how the client works with us. So.
Okay, and what about music? Because I know that's a pretty key element of the video. Who decides the music? Do you like to get the client's input before you select the music track?
Yeah, we're more than happy to work with the client. Some clients don't really care, so we have a whole list of jingles, as we call them, that we'll throw onto the actual animation itself. Some clients want to be, hey, listen, I got to make sure that this jingle is perfect. So what I'll do is I'll send them to a website where we will purchase them for you and find the one you like. We'll buy it, we'll get it in there, and we'll make it happen.
Awesome, awesome. So I don't think there's anything else. Is there anything you think I missed? Or it seems like we get the pre-production, get the script ready. Once the script's done, do the voiceover, do the character design, approve that, see the animation, have a couple of back and forth, 3 edit rounds, and then deliver the video, right?
Yep. I mean, the only thing is that that I always tell clients is you know, the quicker we work together, the quicker we'll get it done. And just so you know, for payment processing, I mean, it's 50% upfront, and then 50% once you 110% love it. So you know, we don't require any payment until you love it. And then we'll send it to you, and we hope to see it on your website quicker than later, right?
Yeah, and you guys definitely have to check out Smart Shoot's homepage video, because Media Whale did an awesome job. I loved it. I love, my favorite part, if I can just geek out for a little bit, is the camera kind of scanning the different creatives and then picking that right one. That was beautiful.
We thoroughly enjoyed it, and you guys were great to work with. You let us be a little bit creative, you know, with it, and I think it turned out great.
Yeah, and what we like to tell customers at the very end, be prepared. We know you get excited. I want a video. I have this new startup idea. I really want this video. Take your time. Take maybe 30 minutes. Look at some of the samples, either at Media Whale or on Smart Shoot, and just get a feel of what you really like, and then figure out how many, like what the bullet points, what's the main points that you want to get across with the video, and then start really figuring out who you want to work with.
And one thing I will say also is that, and it's just like with anything, whether it's web design, logo design, any type of design out there that you're going with, make sure you always pick a company that you like their portfolio. I mean, don't go and say, you know, this is completely not in their portfolio and say, this is what I want. You know, find somebody who's going to match you and then work with them, and you'll create something awesome.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to end. Well, thanks, Blake. Thanks for your time, and I hope this was useful for everybody.
I appreciate it. It was fun working with you guys.
All right. Thanks, Blake.
Thanks.